Hi guys, and welcome to today's tutorial. In today's lesson we're going to look at management and we're going to have a quick little summary on management. Okay, so we're going to look at management, and first of all we need to know what is the definition of management. So management is the process by which plans are made. So plans are made. And then resources are organised and controlled. Organised and controlled. And controlled in order to achieve objectives. So I'll say to achieve objectives. So you need to know that management is not only just used in business, but it's used in many other situations. Okay, so you can have management at home. You can have management in business, of course. You can have management of the community. The fourth one, you can have management within government. And the one that you might be most familiar with would be management in school. So management at home might be maybe the family planning like to go on holidays, and might prepare like a budget or something in order to achieve their objective, to have enough money so they can go on holidays. Management in the community might be volunteering and organising like activities such as maybe like in the youth centre or something like that. The government might plan to maybe build new schools. Management within the school might be planning of like teachers' timetables, or the teacher planning of their curriculum for the year. And then business can be planning any business. Okay, so maybe it might be ways to make more profits, maybe ways to try and motivate the staff within the business. Okay, the next thing you need to know is, just like with entrepreneurs, managers and entrepreneurs, they all have characteristics. So you need to know 5 characteristics of managers. Okay, so we look at the first one, and the first one we will say is motivated. So all good managers are motivated. The second characteristic of managers would be leaders. All managers are good leaders. The third one would be good communicators. The fourth characteristic of managers would be decisive. And the fifth characteristic of a manager would be hardworking. Okay, so I've kept motivated, leaders and communicators because they're the same as the characteristics of an entrepreneur, and I just added in 2 more: decisive and hardworking. We're going to look at a few management skills that you need to know for managers. So planning is one big management skill. The second one is organisation. So we'll just say organising. And the third one, we'll say, is controlling. The next thing we're going to look at is management activities. So managers have a few different activities. One of their activities is to lead. So they've got to be able to lead and to influence people. The second activity that they do is that they motivate. So you have to try and motivate and get people to perform at their best. And the third activity that they have to do is they have to communicate with staff. So they need to be able to have the ability to transfer information and relate to and get an action from the employees. The last thing you need to know for this part of the Leaving Cert business course is the difference between managers and enterprise. So I'm just going to draw a line down here. Okay, so we've got managers and we've got enterprise. So what's the difference between managers and enterprise? Okay, well the first one is management. We've got low risk. Okay, low risk. If you're setting up enterprise, so if you're an entrepreneur and you're setting up enterprise, it's going to be high risk. Because you're coming up with starting a new business or maybe developing a new product or something like that. Managers look after the day-to-day running. So we'll say day-to-day. Whereas enterprise looks at developing like new opportunities, so it's more long-term. So long-term. Managers look at like motivating staff, whereas with enterprise they look at motivating the top managers. If you're a manager, you're going to communicate with all staff. Whereas if you're in enterprise, you're going to just communicate possibly just with the stakeholders. Communicate with stakeholders. Remember, stakeholders, anyone has an interest in the business. If you're a manager, it needs a lot of hard work. You need to be a very hard-working person. Whereas if you're an enterprise, it's more creative because you're coming up with like some more creativity, more risk-taking, persuasiveness, and so on, because you're going to be coming up with maybe a new business or a new product. Okay, so that's the difference. I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4. I've given you 5 differences between managers and enterprise. So that's it for today's tutorial. It's a quick little summary on the introduction to management, and we looked at basically like what management is. We looked at where you can find management like outside of businesses, so at home, school, government and local community, and then we looked at different skills and characteristics and management activities, and then we finished it off with looking at comparing management and enterprise. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, can you leave me some feedback, and also remember you can check out more videos on our website examination.ie. Thanks guys.